Inaugural on that, following through the social media on the Liberia national television and other platforms. Now, we are journalists, but we live in the community. Probably you and Robert can share on this one. How does it make the people feel? What are they saying? Seeing back-to-back transition, seeing our former presidents living with us
Yeah, sure.
in the country.
This is added to the democratic credential of a country. In West Africa, Ghana leads. Ghana has successes, transitions from the New Patriotic Party to the NDC. So Liberia is taking suit from the CDC to the UP, and that has been it's a matter of custom now or tradition that people are accepting that look, power is not meant for one group of people. There's a transition from another group of people who are thinking about the development of the country as President Weah thought. He campaigned for a re-election. The Liberian people said, straight through the middle, that look, we support you, but you cannot, continue. And the will of the majority prevails. So we are accepting the reality. If you see people intermingling here, they are both citizens and Unity Party and other political parties, but you don't really see any parties semblance here. There's nothing here that resembles a Unity Party program or a CDC program. It's a national program. People are taking out the party regalia or taking out the party emblem, and I want to show you that Liberia moves on from here. It's about building our country in that spirit of one nation, indivisible, and justice for all.
Okay, and Robert?
Yes, yeah. So we've gone through a tense electoral process. It is anticipated that reconciliation should be the order of the day, that we look for a kind of brand new Liberia where we no longer just talk politics, but we talk time to govern, like in the words of the Speaker of the 55th Legislature, and said, politics is over, it's time to govern. And so we look up to see the new administration working to make sure that Liberians are reconciled, so that we don't just talk about political parties, but we talk about the good of the country. And like Red mentioned, to see or leave from one government to another one, those were things that were not happening before, since Bible time. And we were able to witness former President Sirleaf turn over to President George Weah, who is on today by noon, will be turning over to President-elect Joseph Boakai. And these things are good for our democracy. It helps us. What happened in 2023, it was probably in a long while we have not had our own security manning our borders.
You want to tell the viewers what's happening on the television with the Chief Justice?
Yeah, probably the Chief Justice
going through the
rehearsing or notes, going through the order of the program. That's the
she will induct.
Yeah, to officially administer the oath of office to the president and the vice president elect.
Right.
So you see how they going through the order of the program, perhaps rehearsing or notes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we in 2023 our elections we had to amend our Liberians took care of the security aspect, because mind you, we had the United Nations a mission in Liberia omnipresent for the 12 years under former President Sirleaf. But now in 2023, we had our own security manning our borders and making sure that look, everything was just into our own hand and it went peacefully. So now we've come to the process now today of our inauguration. It speaks more of our democratic credentials that have been built, and it's only fair enough that we have the new administration to tap on it and move forward.
How is Liberia growing democratic wise? How is it like? Because witnessing transition is one thing, and adhering to the tenets in this true meaning is another.
Right. So that's why you see the president, outgoing president, did not wait for results to come up, and he had to take a form. In a civilized society, those are what happened in a civilized society. He had to take his telephone to concede.
Let me go to there. That's Linda Thomas Greenfield. We told you earlier that she's heading a special U.S. government delegation appointed by President Joe Biden. So she's here at the head of a U.S. A White House delegation to Liberia, covering following this inaugural event here at the grounds of the capital.
And we'd like to mention that she's former ambassador to Liberia.
Yeah.
Under the administration of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in 2000. She came 2008, February, and she is now with the United Nations as the U.S. ambassador,
And
special representative.
you can see that she's conferring with the
Chinese.
vice premier. That's the vice president of the People's Republic of China. And you can see
two of our partners.
Yeah, two of Liberia's partners. This is Liberia right there, looking up to both China and the USA to get our development agenda moving forward.
Right, exactly. So let me use this time to say thanks to the outgoing president for the level of peace, the level of reconciliatory stuff that have been done, and massive development cut across. And I want to say thank you to him for keeping our peace, and to Liberians in totality. Let me use the time to commend Mr. Ase Rare, who is just right here too, for his service to our country. Not many times people will want to be appreciative, but it's always good to do like that, because people sacrifice on a daily basis to make sure that the vast majority of our people, like some of you people who make sure the news is on the air, waking up as early as 4:30 in the morning,
including the director of news,
getting yourself transported from wherever you are.
And one of our correspondents.
It's a service to our nation, and I'd like to use the time to say thank you to all of you for your service, and continue to do what you do for our country. Posterity judge all of us,
including the security. In fact, they've been working throughout. We saw them this morning.
So, our first is why you had the director of press at the Capitol building on. I was just thinking about what is anticipated after the inauguration.
Okay.
President-elect Joseph Yman Boyka is inducted by the Chief Justice. Then I see Vice President-elect Jeremiah Pankun, former representative of District Number 1. Former district.
Like a Democrat.
Yeah, they're trying to get one of the peer systems on. No fear for our audience who are listening. Nothing.
Don't panic. It's not time for the.
That reminds me of yesterday. They were burning trash behind their mansion, and then the news broke.
Someone said the mansion is
on fire. They're burning documents. So we're living in a community where there are a lot of misinformation, but we'd like to correct that. That the sound you just heard is the speaker that they're trying to switch on for the final when the president arrives and the inaugural program starts, that they'll be using. But I was just talking about Jeremiah Pankun, who is Vice President-elect. He came here 2012 as representative of District Number 1, and then he contested again in Nima County. He contested again in 2017 as representative for District Number 1 and 1. Then 3 years after 2020, he contested to be the replacement of Senator Thomas Groupie, and then he won. And then he try again. He said, "Look, I'm going to test the waters. Let me go to the elections. I'm noted for winning." And he won as a vice president on the UP ticket. He comes from the NDR ticket of Senator Prince Johnson. He's the political leader. But I was talking and thinking about when.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce the arrival of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana.
All right.
He's always in Liberia.
He's always he was also serving his second and final term in Ghana. Ghana goes to elections next year. So I was talking about the appointment anticipation. Immediately after the president shall have delivered his inaugural address, he retired, and then of course by the dawn of the day, everybody sees a new dawn, and then there will be a release from the office of the Minister of State, who will be appointed to announce appointees in the government. Then Capitol Building will be another place where you will see what they call the new sheriffs, in town, the new ministers and appointees to take over.
Everyone
but they have to come
profile for scrutiny.
Yeah, they have to submit their credentials and then their resume, and then the Senate will vet them, and then they will be subsequently confirmed, and then they will be nominated. And they will be going through confirmation, then they will be appointed after the nomination. That's a lot of things that people don't understand. Yeah. And then finally, they'll be commissioned, by the president. And then they will take the first 5 ministers will be Foreign Ministry, Defense Ministry, Finance Minister, Justice Minister, and of course the Minister of Internal Affairs. That will be named, and then later on. But we're getting information that
you
President.
Know all these things? You seem to be very knowledgeable.
We're being around the capital. But again, it varies. Some presidents will announce the cabinet during the inaugural, speech. Yeah. Some will do it immediately after, because the government has to take office immediately. When the president takes office, the government has to be functioning very immediate. So by down, latest 7 o'clock, you have the first 5 ministers and then other appointees who will assist the president in the execution of his duty. And then, the Chief Justice serves a tenure, so, or serve his or her tenure So no chief justice will be
Please
named.
clear the aisle.
But we are not far from the
Please
execution
clear the
of
aisle.
the 4th inauguration in contemporary Liberian politics after Madam Ellen Johnson served 2 terms, President George Weah 2017 or 2018 January, and then of course we're having Joseph Human Poeka. You see, time and time wait for no man. Joseph Boyka thought they would have come, at 2018. It didn't come, and now it's coming at this time. I just reflecting on the SKD when he sat there as an outgoing vice president. Now he's coming in here after 6 years as the incoming president of the Republic of Liberia. This is a very important VIP coming in now, so let's try to watch the television and see we can pick up our camera. Pick up our cameraman who is with a sign with President George Weah or a sign with incoming President Joseph Human Poeka. So as soon as we get
the huge cheers from the gate there tells you that out of the vice president, that's the president-elect is coming, or His Excellency President George Weah is.
So we'd like to get shots. We'd like to get shots from the entrances, or so we'd like to tell our camera persons and those that control our producers to switch on so that we see what's happening outside there. We know there are some actions, a lot of actions right now. Foreign dignitaries have arrived. They just announced the arrival of the president of Ghana, like Francis said, who's always in Liberia. There's no line that you can divide between Ghana and Liberia, or Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone from Liberia.
My understanding, like on yesterday, I was watching, I saw the EFFL, Julius Parliament of South Africa. He enters Liberia on yesterday, so he's also a guest for this inauguration.
Apparently, he's already here on a quiet note. He doesn't like.
No, he was coming. No, he's a very.
He doesn't
flamboyant.
Like
he's not flamboyant. No, but pass away. So obviously, I think you can be talking to pass away from the United Party
It's a homecoming. The incoming president served as the president of the Liberian Senate, and he's coming back at the legislature for inauguration. The current vice president-elect served as representative and also senator before his election as a vice president. So both of them have had some time in the legislature. So it's a homecoming for the both of them, and we look to have this executed.
So
and then of course they will be swapping a seat.
I understand after the inaugural message today, the president will be back there again next week.
Yeah, exactly 1 week after he will be here to deliver his State of Nation address, in keeping with the Constitution of Liberia, which says that the 4th working Monday, the president shall deliver his State of Nation address and give the state of the affairs of the country. So what he's going to be doing today, after he shall have been sworn in, he's going to be giving an inaugural address. Then on Monday, he's going to be telling you the state of affairs of Liberia, like President Weah did on last night. That was his final speech to the Liberian people as president of the republic. That's the time he used to tell Liberians that look, he inherited a broke economy. He inherited 94 million, and he was leaving behind
222 million.
222 million. So he's saying that the way he inherited, that's not how he living, but he living it in a better state for the incoming administration.
Which is good for political stability, Francis. Every time you have political stability, peaceful transition, the economy grows. And with all that we have envisaged for the country, President-elect Joseph Boyka have said, Liberia first. It's rule. Love Liberia, work Liberia, think Liberia. And I think we all.
I was about to come to that. He has made it clear that it's not going to be blue or green Liberia. It's going to be president for all.
Yeah.
So that alone has given hope to the ordinary down there that this should be another spot that to push.
Yeah, sometimes the good of transition is like bring renewal. Every market woman who sells in Bashar market or in the Banga General market or in Balatua or in Salaye market or in Lokwatu, every Liberian thinks that look, there's a new day. We have a new government. Everybody wants a clean environment. Everybody wants the police to be decent. Everybody wants the DA to avoid all the internal things that they do to be crisscrossing drugs from the dealer to the seller and people taking drugs. Everybody wants a clean society. And this is an opportunity for former Vice President Joseph Boyka, now President-elect, in the next 2 hours, who will be president of Liberia, to now live up to those promises of ensuring that we have a better Liberia, where we have road connectivity. The people of the southeastern region have always cried, but we have tried to some extent, right, to see, look, I would do the Rawa International Airport Road, let it be of international standard. I would do the Liberia Ganta Lukatu Road. President Joseph Boaga is the owner is on him and us, not only the president, but every Liberian to contribute to the process of ensuring that the road goes to Manikoma, the road goes to Wansanga, his home. Everybody wants to apply a good road. Lopa is known for producing food, and obviously and honestly, road has been our problem. And the president that will be after 12 May Day, Joseph Human I've always said that, look, road is a priority. If America likes us, let's focus on road. If China likes us, let's focus on road. If Guinea and Ghana, everybody likes us, let's do road connectivity between Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire, so that people can fly the routes and increase trade and commerce. But I'd like to thank you for the opportunity. I bet we'll soon be leaving from here. I would like to use that as my final word to say, look, it's one Liberia. It's no party of green or no party of blue. It's a party. It's a country of everyone. Thank you so much, Francis.
Okay, Azurad is the Deputy Director General for Rural Broadcasting at the Liberia Broadcasting System, and also a former Director of Press at the House of Representatives here for 13 years. So he has that understanding of the legislative workings of the Republic of Liberia. Now, with the current Director of Press at the HOR. Now, Robert, you were talking about the president having to come here in 7 days to present his legislative agenda to the people of Liberia through their able deputies here. Now, isn't that too much to do in a short space of time?
No, the same thing happened 6 years ago. Exactly on the 22nd of January was the inauguration in 2018. I brought President George Weah. And then on the 29th of January, it was exactly 1 week. He was just 7 days old as president when he gave his State of Nation address, giving you the state of affairs of the country. Like, once you have outgoing president, I've mentioned, so this is how I'm leaving the country, I'm leaving this. When he takes over and gave me the state of affairs of the country, then he able to present his legislative agenda to the people's deputies. So that's how going to be happening on the 29th State of Nation address.
All right, you can see on the screen there preparation for.
So as we leave, we're going to welcome some other stuff.
Yeah.
So let me leave you. Thank you.
So that's Robert Hayes. He's the director of press at the House of Representatives. So a lot is told here. We still await the arrival. Okay. Here he is, the president-elect. He's already on the screen there. He has disembarked from his vehicle and will soon be ushering in into the grounds of the Capitol building. The president-elect, Joseph Human Muakai, now processing towards the Capitol ground to take a seat. Joseph Human Muakai is already on the grounds of the Capitol. He's already on the grounds of the Capitol. Our camera is trying the best possible to capture these historic images. And he's coming along with Mrs. Katumu Buaka, the incoming First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. Huge cheers. Huge cheers for the president-elect. Huge cheers for the president-elect. Joseph Zuma Buaka.
Distinguished guests, I'm pleased to announce the arrival of the delegation from Cote d'Ivoire.
Vice President, former Vice President, the President-elect, H.E. Joseph Yuma Buata, is dressed in a country club for his inauguration.
Distinguished guests, this is the moment we are pleased to announce the arrival of His Excellency Joseph Yuma Buata, President-elect and SPA.
President-elect Joseph Buata is now looking for special seat reserved for him. This is the Liberia National Television. We are coming to you live from the grounds of the Capitol building in Monrovia on today, Monday, the 22nd of January 2024. Okay. President-elect Buata is now being walked on stage. A lot of people near the official platform here. See, security, journalists, they are all clashing, looking for space. My two legislative reporters, Samson David and Emmanuel Foley, were here earlier. Probably they'll be coming back very soon to continue this broadcast. All right, welcome back to the program here. We are right here at the grounds of the Capitol building where President-elect Joseph Yuma Buata will be sworn in a matter of moments. As you've been hearing, the joint session, the legislature will convene in a joint session for the sole purpose of inaugurating President-elect Joseph Yuma Buata. And after that convening, the gavel now will be turned over to the Chief Justice to administer the oath of office to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. And then the President will deliver his inaugural address. After the inaugural address, other formalities of the program will be carried out. And at the conclusion of it, there will be a series of events, planned events, luncheon, executive grounds on Broad Street will play host to inaugural four organized by the Liberia Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with, all right, that's Joseph Yuma Buata taking a hot from former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. This is a man of humility. Matter of fact, he has to take off his hat to take that hawk from President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That's Joseph Yuma Buata for you. He's there on the screen there alongside Madam
Your Excellency, Mr. President-elect, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all please stand for the arrival
told President George Weah should be arriving any moment from now. Any moment from now, President George Weah should be arriving. It's already 11:01, and we should be starting the joint session to carry out this program very, very shortly. So let me just give you order of the program, a roundup of the order of the program as we await the arrival of the president. A selection by the Little Whitechapel Choir, followed by an invocation by Reverend Emmett Dunn. The TC Choir will come in with a beautiful selection of TC songs, and then the joint session, a special joint session, will convene at the 55th National Legislature for the sole purpose of inaugurating the President-elect Joseph Yoma Boaka. That will be followed by the administration of the oath of office to the President-elect, and also
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
let's move to the podium.
please remain standing. As His Excellency President George Martin Weah arrives on the parade ground.
All right, the President will be coming with a procession of the Armed Forces of Liberia.
The Minister of National Defense and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia will now receive His Excellency Mr. President and escort him to the viewing stand for the playing of the national anthem.
President George Weah is still in the vehicle. Is about to disembark. Cloud Mary Weah is already out. Okay.
May we all stand.
Here is the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency George Manu Weah.
At the playing of the national anthem, all military and paramilitary personnel wearing uniform should a hand salute, while civilians should place their right hand the left side of their chest. Thank you, Your Excellency. You may now proceed to the inaugural stand.
Yeah. So feeling it?
Yeah, for now. Maybe after everything and then wrap up.
Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to arrival of His Excellency Dr. George Manuia, President of the Republic of Liberia. Welcome, Mr. President. You may have our seat. We have selection at the Little White Chapel. Little White Chapel.
Wake up, mama, Liberia. Na 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 na. Wake up, mama, Liberia.
Sing him praise for his goodness and his love.
Oh,
Wake up, sing him praise for his goodness and his love.
oh,
Wake up, sing him praises for his goodness and his love.
oh. Come on, all ye lights up our hands, give him thanks and adorations for his restoring us. Liberia, singing praise for his goodness and his love. Oh,
Wake up, sing him praise for his goodness and his love. Oh, wake up, sing him praises for his goodness and his love.
oh,
Through all these calamities, saved by his grace, just too short. I'm lucky can wake up from now to the dawning of a new day. When the sun shine, let's go. Get you feeling what is going in the land.
there is freedom everywhere. I'm around me every day. Wake up, oh, Calvin, oh. Wake up from the slumber, wake up from your slumber, mama, Liberia. Wake up to the dawning of a new day. Say, wake up to the dawning of a new day. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, baby. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Oh, wake up, oh. Na 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 na. Wake up, mama, Liberia. Na 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 na. Wake up.
Thank you very much. We want to recognize the presence of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are welcome, sir, and the former President of Nigeria. Invocation, bearing Emmett Dunn.
Let us pray. God of our forefathers, God of our foremothers, God of our mothers and our father, God of the southeast, the northeast, God of the east, south, and west, we, the sons and daughters of this great land of liberty, with our friends
KC Choir. Thank you very much, KC Choir. Little White Chopper, you want to do us another selection? Little White Chopper.
lines to segregate. Go. No lines to segregate or tribal differences. You live big happy family. No tribal differences. You're my brother. I'm your hand in hand. Unity can make the motherland. Our motherland. That's our home. That's our home. Oh, Liberia. That's our home. Oh, Liberia. That's our home.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
peace.
Thank you very much. We want to welcome His Excellency, the President of Sierra Leone. Please clear the aisle. We also want to recognize the Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament.
You gotta put in my on. They on? Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in fulfillment of Article 53 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, we have gathered here for the purpose of administering the oath of office to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect in joint session of both houses of the legislature. Therefore, I will now call on the Sergeant at Arms to call the session to order.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker, Madam Pro Tempore, and members of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to announce to you the opening of the first joint session of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia for the purpose of inaugurating the President-elect Ambassador Joseph N. Boakai and Vice President-elect Senator Jeremiah K. Kuhn. And now, therefore, this joint legislative session is hereby called to order. and it is hereby so ordered.
The House will be in order. Madam Chief Clerk, have you conducted a roll call of the members, and do you have a report as to whether or not we have obtained quorum for the transaction of business for the day?
Honorable Chief, Honorable Councillor Chief Fonati Kofa, Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives, and presiding officer of this joint legislative section, Senator Yomli Kanka Lawrence, Senate Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, honorable ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to announce consultation with the Secretary of the Senate's office that we do have a quorum for the transaction of this joint legislative section for the sole purpose of inaugurating the President-elect, the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Excellencies Ambassador Joseph Juma Boyaka Sr. and Jeremiah Kwankun, respectively. I'm honored to speak out today.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with the report of the clerk, I will now entertain a motion for us to resort into joint session of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. The Honorable Julie Fatoma Wia.
Honorable Speaker J. Fonati Kofa, Honorable Deputy Speaker Thomas Panga Fala, the Honorable Senate Pro Tempore Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence, the distinguished colleagues of the 55th Legislature, I, Honorable Julie Fatoma Wia, representative of District Number 2, Lufa County, move, if I can obtain a second, that this legislature convey into a joint legislative session in sole purpose of inaugurating the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Kwankun.
Senator Baba Vabla.
Mr. Presiding, colleagues, members of the 55th Legislature, I, Honorable Taba Mabande Vapila, Senator Grand Cape Mount County, second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we go into joint session for the sole purpose of inaugurating the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All those abstain, raise your right hand. The motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, our constitutional order is time-based. Because we are fast approaching the time of 12 o'clock, at which time the oath has to be administered, we will take a recess until the protocol shall inform us of the hours approaching. In that regard, I will turn the gavel over to the protocol for some selection or some mediation of the program. We will stand in recess.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Little White Chapel.
One land, one nation, one people, one heart, one Liberia. One land, one nation, one people, one heart, one Liberia. One nation, one people, one heart, one land. Hey. One Liberia. One nation, one people, one heart. Hey. Oh. One land, one nation, one people, one heart. Hey. Oh. One land, nation, one people, one heart. Liberia. Oh, Liberia. It's our home. Oh, Liberia. It's our home. Keep the peace, oh. One country, one people, one family. You're my brother, you're my sister. The love my man, the cripple man, the geek man, the pellet man, the crew man, and the fireman. Mandingos and Rebels are on one. Even the Bella Crown family. Let's come together as one happy family and peace is sure. Put country first, deny ourselves. It is up to you and I to keep the peace.
Thank you, little one Chopper. To dream the impossible dream. Sally D. Tech by UMC. Tally. Tally D. Kegbe, UMC.
This is my quest. To follow God's law. To have less. No matter how failing to match help for an ebony cross. My heart will last peaceful and calm. When I live to my rest, yes, not one man small and cover with skies. Stay true, we may last months of Unreachable star, unreachable star.
have a perm. Dr. Patricia Jeba Wesley. Dr. Patricia Jeba Wesley.
No. Liberia, home of our mothers' mothers. Ninuya abati o. Ninuya abati. Oh, Liberia, land of our father's father, the freedom seeker, where the wayfarer came home to the mountains of Lofa, Nimba, trampling the tropical forest through Bong, coming down the hills of Grand Jide. Our fathers planted feet, some to the coast of Cape Mount, Cape Palmas, Sino, Bassa, Duka, traveling by day and by night. From the mountains to the coast, our fathers came centuries ago and planted our umbilical cords deep in the soil of this place. Oh, my people, this is our home, one people, one Liberia, all of us, where our fathers died to give us this land. So we sing of you, we also wail for you, in a hope of a day when we will truly know that we are one of the same people, same blood, same root, no matter where we came from. Through the centuries, we have sought to remake you, to envision the people we truly are, to carve out of the depths of our pain and longing something we can all call our home forever. Oh, land of liberty. Oh, home of the longing traveler. Oh, home of our mothers' mothers. This is where we belong. Liberia of the brave, resilient, and happy-hearted, peace-loving people. Rise to the new day. My people, the world is waiting for us. You have shed your blood in search of freedom. You whose history we have lived in our daydreaming and our hope of a better world. Oh, mother of mothers, land of the endless ocean waves, stand. In the midst of doubt and injustice, stand. In the midst of want and hopelessness, stand. In the tumbling waves of chaos, stand. Feed our children, be one, and stand. We must lead from the coast of Upper to Cape Mount, from Grand Bassa's shores to Sino's beach line, from the mountain range of Nima to Mount Rutivi. Oh, motherland, home of the tear bearer, the town crier. Our children wade along Moravia's hills amidst the rolling ocean waves. For too many decades, our mothers have borne the burden of children, heavy loads upon their heads, sitting at hard market tables so their children will eat. Too many decades, our children have meandered like the Mesurado River around our cities, tiny bodies meandering between cars, selling wares, planting chips, candies during school hours. Our children must live the life our mothers died to give us. Our children are waiting to walk the path we will carve out for them. You of the loving heart, you of the free spirit, oh Liberia of diverse languages, where we speak the one language in our cuisine, of diverse sauces and stews, our cooking that cannot be duplicated anywhere else in Africa. We are one nation. When some of us arrived home from slavery centuries ago, and others born here or came from afar, but we are one. Too many of our daughters are waiting in bathrooms, even though the classroom is the better way. Wake up so we can feed them knowledge, oh Liberia, of sunshine, land of many rivers and immaculate coastline. The beauty of our soil will always be ours, but our children are waiting in the torrential rain so we can open the door so let them in. Liberia that our songs die for. Liberia that we sing from far off lands, where some of us fled so Liberia could live. But we come home and again because we must clear the early dewdrops. Oh, we must rise above the fray, oh my people, and clear the broken pathways.
Just interesting. The time of the recess have expired. The honorable ladies and gentlemen will be in order. We will now invite or honor the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia to administer the oath of office to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia.
All protocols observed. I have been made to understand that the Bible that the President-elect will be using today was given to him by former President George Bush of the United States of America. I am standing here pursuant to Article 53 of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia to perform this solemn, very solemn oath of office to both the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. I am sure by now you are all aware that I'm only waiting for time. Everything from this moment is all about time. The Constitution says at 12 noon. So although we have not synchronized our watches, but we will look up to the protocol who will give us the signal when that time arrives. And let me say this quickly. As per precedent, we also prepare an oath, but we're made to understand by the protocol that the oath has already been signed by the President-elect and Vice President-elect respectively. So we'll forego that part of my duty. Just be a little patient. I can do nothing until what the law says. So just be a little patient. That time will come. So I understand there is just this much time. So, Mr. Marshal of the Supreme Court of Liberia, kindly proceed to the President-elect, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boyka Sr., and escort him to the podium for the administering of the oath of office. And I ask all of us to please be prepared that at the commencement of that solemn moment, at the commencement of the administering of the oath, you will please stand. Mr. President-elect, you will please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr., do solemnly swear that I will support, uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia, bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic, and will faithfully, conscientiously, and impartially discharge the duties and functions of the office of President of the Republic of Liberia. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Mr. Marshal, you will please escort the President of the Republic of Liberia.
Please do not panic. Please do not panic. It is a 21 gun salute. Do not panic.
To his seat of honor. What the Vice President? The Marshal has done his duty and has escorted the Vice President-elect to take the oath of office. Mr. Vice President-elect, kindly place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jeremiah Kwang Kung, do solemnly swear that I will support,
that I will
uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia, bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic, and will faithfully, conscientiously, and impartially discharge the duties and functions of the office of Vice President of the Republic of Liberia.
President of the Republic of Liberia.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Mr. Marshal, you will kindly escort the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia to his seat of honor. Having performed the duty according to Article 53 of the Constitution, Mr. Marshal, we will retire.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice. I will now call on the Chancellor of the Order of Distinction, who admits into the order as Grand Master, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Yuman Bwaka.
Your Excellency, I am honored with utmost humility to present to you the color of state, the grand cordon, and the star of the Grand Order of the most venerable Order of Knighthood of the pioneers of the Republic of Liberia. Your Excellency, I beg thee to now put them on your person.
Before the military ceremony, we request His Excellency President Weah and former President Sirleaf. Mana Sirleaf. Manasali would not have a seat at the two president and former president will be escorted for the military honor. Elena.
No.
Please clear the aisle. Please clear the aisle.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, come on the inaugural parade. Phase 2 is
Okay.
The Imperial flag detail will lower the flag, be presented to His Excellency Manan Weir. The lowering, folding, and presentation of the flag to the outgoing commander-in-chief symbolizes the termination of His Excellency Ladies
Excellency,
democratic government. We must continue. We want to release the energies of our people to take their destiny into their hands. We must rectify the flaws in our present constitution to address the devolution of power and other pressing issues. I look forward to working with members of the legislature individually and collectively to advance our people's agenda. I applaud the people of Liberia who voted in their numbers for change. Not only the Liberian vote change, but the protected efforts, a phenomenon not to be taken lightly. Hundreds became volunteers, co-watchers at polling stations. And hundreds, including the hardest to reach places throughout the country. The message they send by their act of courage and determination is loud and clear. It was a message of action. No more business as usual. It is very call from New Liberia. Even Liberia, that genuinely practices the rule of law and adheres to the tenets of democratic government in the interest of the people. This historic vote by the people has given me the mandate to serve 26th President of the Republic of Liberia. The mandate makes me the President of all Liberians within our territorial confines and diaspora matters. The election is over. Partisanship must give way to nationalism and inclusive government. The march of the sun has brought us to this new beginning. We stand here today at the intersection of Liberia's past and its destiny. This was a country founded in the 19th century on the idea of liberty. It was conceived as an experiment in labor democracy, a destination of refuge for oppressed people of color to come and live in freedom and pursuit of happiness. The various streams of population will meet in the fraternal embrace to build their country based on equality, equal access to justice, equal opportunity. It was intended to be the city on the hill on an African continent. A small group of founding fathers even advocated a vision of a Liberian society and included both settlers and the rural population as key. Such a society would exist to create a new great African civilization that would blend the best attributes of Christianity, Islam, traditional African beliefs. The national vision became a hope and the vision to create a new great African civilization where often waylaid by the country's internal contradictions. Through this long struggle for democracy, Liberia has had its share of periodic violent manifestations of historical and tribalism in its modified. The 14 years Civil War, by recent times, has perhaps been the most dramatically challenging. It nearly brought us to the knee and inflicted near total self-destruction. We cannot enough the African countries whose citizens made the ultimate sacrifice to save us from ourselves. We will forever remember the peace we have today come at a great price to many. Thousands of our people fled safely all over the continent and were welcomed by coconuts. Now, many of our young people realize they were African first and foremost. They appreciate the African heritage as they travel freely along the continent in search of a trade and opportunity. They no longer have to look only across the ocean, but can also look export. Several thousands also fled across the east, and international community eventually mounted one of the largest peacekeeping operations for the country at the time. Our forefathers never contemplated the time when Liberians would be forced to flee their country in such a mass move. We thank the world for their extraordinary intervention. At the time of Liberia's founding, almost the entire world was ruled by chieftains and kingdoms. The great African kingdoms, great civilization, fell to the cruel swords and guns of colonialism. The country was able skillfully to navigate its century of survival. It entered into treaties of friendship and commerce, major powers of the world. In spite of Zionist flaws, Liberia had punched and always picked the national issue. It has successfully discharged the responsibilities the leave history imposed on it as the oldest independent African republic. For the first 50 years of its founding, Liberia elected 9 presidents of African American descent. The country reached even deeper the African diaspora in the 20th century to elect 2 presidents whose families came from Barbados, the West Indies. Our people also elected the president who roots Australia and Nigeria. Many of our prominent politicians, jurists, journalists, presidents, economists, and private citizens have been immigrants from the neighboring countries, all African countries in the West Indies. Our country has further endeavors to accommodate the establishment of whole communities of diaspora Africans, the Marcus Garvey movement, African Americans of Black Israelis from America. We have proven our credentials as a responsible member of the community of nations. We were present at the creation of international relations and institutions that underpin our world order. We have used the legal instruments of those global institutions to fight for the cause of colonization and apartheid. Where the legal remedies proved ineffective, we have provided financial and material support to African Liberation Struggle. The vote in 2023 election reflects our country's long and arduous struggle to democracy. They have evolved into a democratic station. We would include inclusive governance as our watchword. Ordinary Liberians have made possible this democratic dividend, which mightily contribute to national, regional, and global. This must now become irreversible at Liberian destiny. As we today celebrate this milestone, we can now begin to build a Liberia into solid reach across the continent was regionally envisioned. During the Lord just ended the campaign, the state of the nation was laid bare. Many words were spoken. Angry words were spoken. The experts covered for us cogent analysis of our national condition. We can no more attempt to bury our head into the burden center. We see hard times. We see dysfunction. We see cultural impunity. We see corruption in high and low places. It is these and similar conditions that we have come to rescue. We come with false assurances to no one. Our plan to fix the ills we are inheriting must go together with realistic expectation. We will act in the first 100 days of our administration and then diligently pursue the rescue. I began my quest for the presidency because something seemed wrong with us as Ireland and the leadership of our country. Rather than the positive, we were accentuating negative of our country and about each other. We were initiating false start, building poor foundations. We were deepening our differences, creating new social lines. Inclusive and accountable government was at all times low. We created a culture of unfinished business, engaged in an act of undertaking, making the behavior new normal. We were telling here about the rule of law. We lowered our standards in many domains of our common life and people. We seem to have lost our way, our soul. I come to rekindle. We are here to rekindle your hope, to reposition us on a national pathway. I have come to remind us that though the accident of the birth has made us diverse people, we must employ citizenship, our Liberian citizenship, to make us united people, for only united people can build a nation. And where do we plan to take Liberia the next 6 years? We must refocus our political energy. With the elections campaign now behind us, I embrace all my fellow Liberians at home and in the diaspora. One of the good things brought to light by the campaign and facilitated by social media is that Liberians from all walks of life and had a chance to engage in national conversation about our past, present, our future. We learn together what is wrong with our country and hopefully what is right. Let us now recalibrate. Let us restore the years of us by accentuating positive about our country and about our fellow citizens. And we think, God, in build Liberia, let us take the state, mind, the business of national healing and reconciliation, both the old and the new, driving social liberty. Let us restore inclusivity, transparency, accountability, the governance at all levels of our society, including government. We must discourage the culture of unfinished business, doing things in a haphazard and unserious manner. We must restore hope to ourselves individually and collectively. We must restore dignity and integrity to policy. Equal remuneration and pension schemes, the civil service and foreign service government, but we must restore respect to our law and respect to officers of all across our three branches of government. The 25 inclusive who have held this office before we have each made a contribution to our common blessed movement. We must build upon their achievements and correct their shortcomings. I thank President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, my former boss, for stewardship, and the country needed to come out of the war. I commend my immediate predecessor, President George Panaglia, for living up to the dictates of the Constitution and the laws and ensuring the smooth transfer of power.
Thank you, Babu.
The people wanted change, and the people wanted change, and we have no option but to do the people's bid. International history and destiny, my fellow compatriots, permit me to say a few words about my person and this political journey. First, Katumo, my wife, friend, and companion for 50 years. And I, humbled and moved by the overwhelming demonstration of love, affection, and support from you, the great people of this country. On the journey and road, the last 5 decades, we have met different people, old and young, rich and poor, great and ordinary, sick and healthy. We have been in your house, your farms, your business. We have mourned with you and shared in your joy. Felt your pain, your frustrations, your hopes. The experience that journey and the stories of resilience, determination, courage, the success have provided me with a profound insight into the soul of the country and the inspiration to forge on the future myself or serving you. But this journey, as it began deep in one of the remotest regions in the northwest of the country, in Bostonga, Tufa County. As I have profoundly referred to any occasions, I was born to a mother with disability, Madam Lucy Kumba Gatu, father, Muna Tamayana, who was absent. My childhood, like many of you, was anything but normal. However, by the grace of God and with the mother's help, the compassion of strangers and ordinary people, like those I met during the campaign, I was able to go to my own bootstrap. I worked hard in a near job, finding for myself a country at a time cheap, the cultural needs, the class system, the strength, a family in which one was born, and associated. In Monrovia, I attended the College of West Africa, one of the most prestigious elite schools in the country, where I worked as a janitor, became a book salesman, librarian. There, I won the election as president of the Student Council of Government. In all this, I maintained to make friends across the social class. I went through college, started professional life, and served the public in capacities including Managing Director at Real Marketing Corporation, Minister of Agriculture, Vice President. The rest is history. I thought to share this brief during my life for two reasons. First, to inspire our boys, young boys and girls, and all of the young people of this country, that determination, focus, and hard work can be who you want to be in a country and the world. Every one of us, every one of you, has been endowed with talents and the gate of God, enable you to serve the country and humanity in a spirit of compassion, and that you can overcome barriers and challenges and excel your spiritual life. Second, to let you know, compassion, that when you work hard together as a country, there is nothing that history has imposed on us, including fundamental problems that we cannot overcome. Like every generation before now and others after us, we have the opportunity and use it to rebuild and build better. And like those before us and the ones who come after us, we must respond to that call of duty in an effort to find a way that sets the tone for the future. As we said, on the next election, but rather on the next generation and generations. Nigeria first, a vision, a national renewal is why with just support, my countrymen and women will respond to this duty mandate you have entrusted to us by committing to make bold decisions needed to thrust us into direct actions we must take to transform the country. Our response, reflecting the agenda of government, as far as said, will not only address the immediate challenges to face as a country, but also tackle head-on the fundamental problems that make militant against our education agenda and undermine then we do the great. Our agenda sets broad goals for the good governance and institutional system for economic development and sustained growth, including increased productivity. It will ensure we rebuild a broken infrastructure and improve the delivery of health social services, such as combating the drug epidemic, preparing our youth, and feeding the future of our country. It will address crime and security and the making process affecting the workplace. Fellow citizens, while we look to the future of the book, it is also important that we view the future, including the aspiration, this changing agenda from the prison of past, the historical foundation, which for our society, near 200 years, is, I believe the success of Liberia also depends on the examination of national institutions' historical context. In addition to our strength for system-wide access, the existential threats we face the country, the potential we have, and I think as our country being endowed, and the opportunities we must seize to build a great country. How to confront this more proactively, the help drive transformative process. Well, the truth we must face is that like many countries, we are divided socially. But some of the differences triggered by the historical narrative, ethnicity, exclusion, and marginalization, all having been exploited for the years create social, political, economic disparities, and intense adversarial political division that deeply feeds personal embarrassment to conflict. As our history has shown, and generations Liberia have experienced, despite this sanguine aspirations of founding father, this vision in the Declaration of Independence, the promise of liberty, the most grinding oppression and deep degradation suffered in the United States, and with every one having others effectively. It is counterintuitive that every fundamental thing of our country, the nature of the state, start at the very core of this vision to create to the land. Oppression and deep degradation suffered and social inclusion or marginalization of the majority of the Liberian did not end. It later transformed into a new era of domination by a small ruling elite, made largely of elements across the indigenous and the settlers divide, who sought to maintain the trappings of the old order using the state and centralized system, marginalized people for personal gain. The effect of the perpetuation of an unjust and unequal society by a new elite and their informal network. As the first independent republic in Africa, Liberia was hailed as the beacon of hope for the African continent and for African diaspora worldwide. However, as seen over the years at home, the social material condition of the country's population have not reflected that hope because of the entrenched predatory behavior of the state, the various governing elites. Today, with all the conviction that we have walked this road too far along, and it is now time that we make a change. That change comes when we unite. When we unite and work together in nation building, rather than continue to build an impervious state that is not responsive to the needs and the dreams of most Liberians, for those prevailing over them. We have been building this state and this capacity since the independence and after the war, but must equally now embark on nation building, accommodate each other, and leverage share value and beliefs for the promotion of a just society, equality for all. We must foster Liberian identity that overcomes the contrasting historical narrative, draws the lines, region, country, gender, and historically. Destructive individualism that triggers greed and corruption as opposed to compassion service for the public good. We must unite to confront the challenges and break free from the stranglehold that one people, indivisible, common purpose, who must come together in common purpose, who must come together in our diversity to build a stable and harmonious society in which every Liberian man and woman and every boy or girl can have a chance to live a dignified life. This presidential election was hard fought and looked to have further divided the country politically and regionally. But what unites us is bigger than a divider. Therefore, extending the hand of cooperation and peace to many political opponents, knowing the common bond between us, Liberia, and the need to harness this potential of the people. As I said, we must work together or fall separately. I am therefore assuring all Liberians that whether you voted for me or not, party, affiliation, country, religion, gender, and region, social, economic, status, there is no contest between us now. The so-called Green Liberia and Blue Liberia, Southeastern Liberia, and the North Central Liberia. There's only one Liberia that we are also serving. Compatriots and distinguished guests, we have managed to withstand the checkered history. We experienced economic growth, the 50s and 60s, experienced growth, the state alive challenging times, gone by political crisis, they're all of little despite the balkanization world. And that respect world. But seek
Legislature will be in order. The legislature will be in order. Have your seats, please.
LNTV, in collaboration with other television networks around the country, brings to you live a comprehensive coverage of the historic inauguration of His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai and Jeremiah Banku as President and Vice President of Liberia, respectively. The calendar of events for this most memorable occasion is as follows. January 19, Islamic Intercessory Service at the Benson Street Mosque. Right after that, a women program takes place at the SKD Sports Complex. January 20, Kukatono Youth Festival at the SKD Sports Complex to be followed by the Agricultural Fair Green Day. January 21, Intercessory Service at the Airport Baptist Church. Continuation of the Green Day Agricultural Fair, cultural exhibition, and on January 22, the big one, the grand inauguration at the Capitol building in Monrovia. With just a click of the button, you will be able to watch the entire inaugural events on LNTV, KMTV, Taman TV, Boss, and all other social media channels. Join a group of veteran Liberian broadcasters for the first-rate coverage of this historic inauguration, ushering in the presidency and vice presidency of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai and Jeremiah Banku. It's Inauguration 2024. Yes, you just can't miss it.
Hundreds became volunteers or watchers at polling stations. And hundreds, including the hardest to reach places throughout the country. The message they send that their act of courage and determination is loud and clear. It was a message to us. No more business as usual. This is a clear call from new Liberia. A different Liberia, a Liberia that genuinely practices the rule of law and adheres to the tenets of democratic governance in the interest of the people. This historic vote by the people has given me the mandate to serve 26th President of the Republic of Liberia. The mandate makes me the President of all Liberians bring out their children from fines and diaspora lives. The election is over. Partisanship must give way. Nationalism and inclusive government. The march of the sun has brought us to this new beginning. We stand here today at the intersection of Liberia's past and its destiny. This was a country founded in the 19th century on the idea of liberty. It was conceived as an experiment in labor democracy, a destination of refuge for oppressed people of color to come and live in freedom and pursuit of happiness. The various streams of population meet in the fraternal embrace to build their country based on equality, equal access to justice, equal opportunity. It was intended to be a city on the hill on an African continent. A small group of founding fathers even advocated a vision of a Liberian society and included both settlers and the rural population as equal. Such a society would then seek to create a new great African civilization that would blend the best attributes of Christianity, Islam, traditional African belief. The national vision become of hope and the vision to create a new great African civilization where often laid by the country's internal contributions. Through this long struggle for democracy, Liberia has had its share of periodic violence, violent manifestation of the historical and antagonism within its body policy. The 14-year civil war, by recent past, has perhaps been the most dramatically challenging. It nearly brought us the need and inflicted near total self-destruction in our country. We cannot thank enough the African countries whose citizens made the ultimate sacrifice to save us from ourselves. We will forever remember the peace we have today come at a great price to many. Thousands of our people fled safely all over the continent and were welcomed by the coconuts. Now, many of our young people realize they were African first and foremost. They appreciate the African heritage as they travel freely along the continent in search of trade and opportunities. They no longer have to look only across the ocean, but can also look export. There were thousands also fled across the seas and international community eventually mounted one of the largest peacekeeping operations of the country at the time. Our forefathers never contemplated a time when Liberians would be forced to see their country in such a mass movement. We thank the world for their extraordinary intervention. At the time of Liberia's founding, almost the entire world was ruled by chieftains and kingdoms. The great African kingdoms, great civilization, fell to the cruel of swords and the guns of rebellion. The country was able skillfully to navigate this century of survival. It entered into treaties of friendship and commerce with major powers of the world. In spite of Zionist flaws, Liberia has punched above its weight the national issue. It has successfully discharge the responsibilities the lead history imposed on it as the oldest independent African republic. For the first 50 years of its founding, Liberia elected 9 presidents of African American descent. The country reached even deeper to African diaspora by the 20th century to elect 2 presidents whose families came from Barbados to West. Our people also elected a president whose roots both Sierra Leone and Nigeria. Many of our prominent politicians, jurists, journalists, presidents, economists, and private citizens have been immigrants from the neighboring countries, other African countries, and the West Indies. Our country has further endeavored to accommodate the establishment of poor communities of diaspora Africans, Marcus Garvey movement, African Americans, Black Israelis from America. We have proven our credentials as a responsible member of the community of nation. We were present in the creation of international organizations and institutions that underpin our world order. We have used the legal instruments of those global institutions to fight for the cause of colonization and apartheid. Where the legal remedies proved ineffective, they have provided financial and material support to African liberation struggle. Their vote in 2023 election reflects our country's long and arduous struggle for democracy. They have evolved into a democracy nation. We would include inclusive government as our watchword. Ordinary Nigerians have made possible this democratic dividend, which mightily contributes national, regional, global. This must now become irreversible as Nigerian destiny. As we today celebrate this milestone, we can now begin to build a Liberia into solid reach across the continent, but regionally in mission. During the last just ended political campaign, the state of the nation was laid bare. Many words were spoken. Angry words were spoken. They expressed recovered for us cogent analysis of our national condition. We can no more attempt to bury our head into the very center. We see hard times, we see dysfunction, we see cultural impunity, we see corruption in high and low places. It is these and similar conditions that we have come to rest. We come with false assurances to no one. Our plan to take the ills we are inheriting must go together with realistic expectations. We will act in the first 100 days of our administration, and then the legislature pursue the rescue. I began my quest for the presidency because something seemed wrong with us as Liberia and the leadership of our country. Rather than the policy, we were accentuating negative about our country and about each other. We were initiating false style, building poor foundations, who were deepening our differences, creating new social line, inclusive and accountable government was at all times low. We created a culture of unfinished discipline, engaged in an act of undertaking, making the behavior new more normal. We were heavily about the rule of law. We lowered our standards in many domains of our common life and people. We seem to have lost our way of school. I come to rekindle. We are here to rekindle, to reposition us as a national party. I have come to remind us that though the accident of the birth has made us diverse people, we must enjoy citizenship, our Liberian citizenship, to make us united people, for only united people can build a nation. And when do we plan to take Liberia the next 6 years? We must refocus our political activity. With the elections campaign now behind us, I embrace all my fellow Liberians at home and in the diaspora. One of the good things brought to life by the campaign and facilitated by social media is that Liberians from all walks of life and had a chance to engage the national conversation about our past, present, our future. We learn together what is wrong with our country and hopefully what is right. Let us now recalibrate. Let us restore the years of us by accentuating positive about our country and about our fellow citizens. And we think, God, we build Liberia. Let us take the state, mind, the business of national healing and reconciliation, both the old and the new, American social liberty. Let us restore inclusivity, transparency, accountability, the governance at all levels of our society, including government. We must discourage the culture of unfinished business, doing things in a haphazard and unserious manner. We must restore hope to ourselves, individually and collectively. We must restore dignity and integrity to others. Equal remuneration and pension schemes, the civil service and foreign service government budget. We must restore respect to our law and respect to officers of law across our three branches of government. The 25 inclusive who have held this office before we have each made contribution to our common patrimony. We must build upon their strengths and correct their shortcomings. I thank President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and former boss for stewardship, and the country needed to come out of the war. I commend my immediate predecessor, President George Manavia, for living up to the dictates of the Constitution and the laws in ensuring the smooth transfer of power. The people wanted change, and the people wanted change, and we have no option but to do the people's bidding. International history and destiny have felt that. Permit me to say a few words about my person and this political journey. First, Katumu, my wife, friend, in confinement for 50 years. And I, humbled and moved by them overwhelming demonstration of love, affection, and support from you, the great people of this country. On the journey and this road, the last 5 decades, we have met different people, old and young, rich and poor, great and ordinary, sick and healthy. We have been in your house, your farms, your business. We have mourned with you and shared in your joy. Felt your pain, your frustration, your hopes. Experience that journey and the stories of resilience, determination, and courage. The success have provided me with a profound insight into the soul of the country and the inspiration to forge on the future myself or serving you. But this journey has a beginning deep in one of the remotest regions in the northwest of the country, in Bosanda, Lupa County. As I have profoundly referred any occasions, I was born to a mother with disability, father, who was absent. My childhood, like many of you, was anything but normal. However, by the grace of God and with the mother's help, and compassion of strangers and ordinary people, like those I met in the campaign, I was able to go through my own bootstraps. I worked hard in the near job, finding for myself a country at a time cheap, the patronage, the class system, is turned at a family in which one was born and associated. In Monrovia, I attended the College of West Africa, one of the most prestigious elite to the country, where I worked as a janitor, became a book salesman, librarian. Then I won the election as president of the Student Council government. In all this, I maintained to make friends across the social class. I went through college, started professional life, and served the public in capacities including managing director at Great British Marketing Corporation, Minister of Agriculture, Vice President, the rest of the history. I thought to share this brief during my life to inspire our boys, young boys and girls, and all of the young people of this country, that determination, focus, and hard work